I married a stranger. The thought crossed my mind as I sat across the table from my husband, Victor. We'd been married for 2 months. I knew some would say that I should give it time, but in some cases, the end of a thing could be predicted from the beginning. I didn't mean to be pessimistic, but I had not seen the best example of marriage. My parents married early with great promises of a successful life together. Years later, Mother grew weary of waiting for things to change, while Dad had big dreams that were sometimes just out of reach. Perhaps their reality did not quite live up to the expectations of the younger version of themselves when they said their vows all those years ago. You could say that Mother got fed up, waiting for the actualization of those dreams, and it pushed her to frustration. She faced her reality and strived to pick up the pieces of a broken dream, to chase the life she had dreamed of, but they could not chase it together. So she served my father the divorce papers. At that time, my elder sister was through with university and living on her own, so I was the sole witness of all the turmoil that occurred in the house during that critical period of time. I was 16 when it happened, and I made a promise to myself that my marriage would be better than that of my parents. 9 years down the road, at age 25, there I was, seated across the dining table as I stared at the man I married. Victor was not stunningly handsome, but he was tall, lean, and muscular, with eyes that glowed with kindness. We met through a mutual friend and courted for 6 months before marriage. He was an introvert, but I cherished it each time he spoke because we always had meaningful conversations. But lately, those became less frequent. "How was work today?" I asked, desperate for any topic I could grab onto. "Fine." It was the same one-word answer he gave every evening. I nodded, at loss for words. I was a second away from discussing the weather in Lagos. The harmattan season was here again, bringing with it dust and cold. But I didn't get a chance to do so because he pushed back his chair and stood. I glanced down at his plate to find that his food was untouched, only rearranged and pushed about the plate. I set my spoon down. Suddenly, my appetite was gone. I'd tried so hard to make his favorite meal to perfection. "You're not hungry?" "No," he said, just like yesterday and the day before that. I listened to his footsteps as he walked away, and all I could think was that I'd failed myself and the young, hopeful girl that I was 9 years ago. Later that night, I decided to try something new. I waited until I was sure he was in the shower and lay on our king-sized bed in a red satin robe. My heart pounded nervously. The first and only time I'd been with my husband was on our wedding night. I held my breath as he stepped into the room. With a coy smile, I waited for him to approach me, but he simply went to his side of the bed. My heart sank. I was mortified. I grabbed my robe and wrapped it around my body. "Victor, what is wrong with you?" "I'm tired." "Well, I'm not." I smacked my palm against the bed. "I'm a housewife, for crying out loud, and I've not been chasing after any child all day." "Do you hear the laughter of a child, or even the cry of one in this home?" "I suppose I am to blame," he said quietly. "I didn't mean that," I sighed and sat down on the edge of the bed. "But how is it ever going to happen if you're so uninterested?" I held back a sob and watched as he turned on his side, putting his back towards me. "Like I said, I'm tired. Good night." However, I wasn't ready to give up yet. Minutes later, I tapped him tentatively. "Victor," I whispered, but his body was still as a board in sleep. I frowned and tried to focus on the rise and fall of his chest while he slept, but it was barely visible. I found it strange for one to be so still in sleep, but I let it go and turned to my side of the bed as I willed sleep to come. Early the next morning, I woke up fully determined to play the role of the good wife. I turned to Victor's side of the bed to greet him with "good morning," but it was empty, and the sheets were cold like he'd never been there. He'd left for work already. The phone rang around noon. It was my mother-in-law, Bura. "How are you coping, dear?" There was concern in her voice. "I know it must get so lonely at times. I keep asking you to come and spend some time with me, yet you refuse." "Mommy, what are you talking about?" I laughed. "I know Victor's busy with work, but we spend some time together." My memory flashed back to our silent and awkward dinner the night before, but I brushed it aside. She didn't need to know all the details. There was unusual silence on the phone. "Mommy, are you there?" I asked. "Sade, what did you just say?" "I don't understand. I asked if you're—" "No, before that, what did you say?" "Oh, well, Victor's a busy person, but when it's possible, we still spend time together," I repeated. "I'm coming over to your house. First thing tomorrow morning." Her voice trembled. "You're always welcome here, Mommy."